weekend of the regular season. It is Nippert at night. Jordan Bailey deep to receive. Cincinnati won the toss. TCU receiving the opening kick, and this offense for TCU will begin its work at their own 25-yard line. TCU has won 4 of its last 5 games, and their quarterback Josh Hoover has been steady. He's closing in on 3,500 yards for the season, 23 passing touchdowns. The sophomore from Heath, Texas, and Rockwell Heath High School, coming off a 252-yard passing game with a touchdown and an interception. You've got Savion Williams in the backfield as Hoover motions into the quarterback spot. TCU going to start things out with a tight formation. And now it's a direct snap to Savion Williams, who gets to the outside, and he is met in the hole by Jared Bartlett and Jaquan Sanks.
Starting off in Wildcat. I mean, I don't know if you can call this 21 personnel because you do have him at running back with 2 running backs. But I tell you what, they can establish a run with him early. They can really have some great effectiveness in this offense.
Now it's Trent Battle in at the running back position as Hoover changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Hoover looking to pass for the first time. On the run, he throws incomplete. That was in the neighborhood of J.P. Richardson. Ormani Arnold was in coverage that time, and a 3rd down coming up for this TCU offense.
Yeah, J.P. Richardson had a great game last week, had over 100 yards, and they're trying to establish him early on the boot protection going to the right.
Get a look at Sonny Dykes bundled up over on the TCU sideline. 4 receivers in the formation this time for the Frogs. Hoover with time. Unloads, and it's incomplete. That was intended for Savion Williams with Jordan Young in coverage. And what a start for this Cincinnati defense. They force a 3 and out from an offense that has been on fire.
Yeah, and this is a defense, not necessarily say bend but not break, but this is the type of off defense that they run a 3-high safety, and they want to alleviate them from going out getting the big plays. And that was great. They got them 3 and out the first drive.
Jamani Mays is back to return this punt. Jamoy Mays. Short punt, but it takes a TCU roll. Mays grabs it. Is it loose? Yes, it is. TCU says they have the football, and they do. Recovered by Zachary Chapman, the redshirt freshman from Missouri City, Texas. You said in the open, quarterbacks can't make mistakes, neither can special teams. No,
that's a crucial turnover, especially when he waved it off. And I don't know why he would go up and even try to field that, considering the fact there was, 3 TCU Horned Frogs around him on the coverage.
That was taking a TCU roll. It looked like he was trying to save some yardage for the Bearcats. Beg your pardon, it was a different number 42. It was Brent Matisic who had the fumble recovery on the play. Get a look at Matisic there on the sideline. We do have a marker down. We'll check that.
Receiving team, that penalty is declined. First down.
So the running into the kicker penalty is declined. And you get the bump there.
There was no need for him to, even touch the ball. So, I mean, just get back, live to fight another day.
So after 3 and out to start the game, Cincinnati's defense will be called on again. Hoover with 2 backs in the backfield this time. And the handoff as a flag comes in is to Trent Battle, trying to bounce it to the outside in the area of holding.
Let's get a little feisty out there, but Officer Garden pulls around, and wants to finish the play, but he got a little too handsy and grabbed him a little bit.
Holding, offense number 51. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
That's the left guard, Colton Deary, called for the hold. And one thing we know about this Cincinnati defense is their defensive line is a handful, led by Dante Corleone.
I mean, talking about the guy in the middle, the man in the middle, he's the one that makes that defense run. If he can get pressure up front through there, it can make a tough day for Hoover as the passer on his play.
Combination of Corleone and Eric Phillips at that defensive end spot. Really good for the Bearcats up front. Hoover over the middle. Pass complete. Short of the original line of scrimmage. That's the tight end, Drake Dabney, on the reception. Gain of 6.
Yeah, you know, and I think both teams going to have to really use their tight end. Dabney is a very good player, can control the middle of the field, especially in between those hash marks.
2nd and 14. Battle and Williams both in the backfield. They both go to the left. The pass on a wheel route is behind Savion Williams. It would have been a walk into the end zone touchdown, but Hoover off the mark.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great route by Williams. Able to get to the outside, beat the linebacker out there. But that's just a mismatch right there. You're asking a defensive a defensive end to cover a guy like Williams. Definitely unfair.
Trent Battle in the backfield along with Josh Hoover. This Cincinnati defense trying to hold again. They forced a 3 and out. Cincinnati muffed the punt. TCU recovered. Now 3rd and 14. Hoover in the air. That ball is caught by Jack Besh. He's the leading receiver on the team. That is catch number 60 on the year. Last week, he went over 1,000 yards for the season.
Talking about chemistry. Little out route. He leads him just perfectly, gets him away from, and throws him out of the coverage on that play. Great catch by Besh.
Needed 14, got 18. It's a first down for TCU inside the 15. Back to the air. This one caught right at the 10-yard line. That's Jack Besh once again. Short gain on first down.
No, here they are trying to slow the offense down, trying to calm their young quarterback down, Hoover, by giving him short passes just to get some completions going, get the offense going.
This time it's Battle trying to get to the corner. He gets to the 10-yard line and is wrestled down by Jared Bartlett on the play. Bartlett, the 5th-year senior, a transfer from West Virginia. He leads this team in tackles.
And you know, you watch TCU, they're really trying to attack the outside. They're running stretch plays, block down, pull somebody around, trying to see if they can cut that defense on the outside and gain an advantage with the pulling person on the outside, trying to get to that outside corner and safety to get around the corner.
Cincinnati plays a 3-high safety look, which is a little bit different look than quarterbacks usually see, but this close to the end zone, they're not quite as spread out. Direct snap, cutting it back. Cam Cook down inside the 5-yard line. They'll spot him at the 2, knocked off his feet by a combination of Minkins and Sanks.
Trying to, get him going north and south, but, they're doing, Cincinnati's doing a good job of making sure that they read the play, push them out, and making them come back into the teeth of that defense.
1st and goal now for TCU, trying to capitalize off the muffed punt. 3 backs in the backfield. Savion Williams, Dominic Johnson, Cam Cook, direct snap to Williams, picks his way into the end zone, and TCU strikes first on another rushing touchdown for Savion Williams. A 2-yard touchdown run, 5th rushing touchdown of the season for Williams, and TCU takes a 6-0 lead.
Great play. Running Wildcat. Direct snap to Williams on the play.
Ethan Krall on for the extra point try. Easton Black is the holder. And the kick is good. 7-0. Cincinnati's defense forced a 3 and out. Caused TCU to punt.
Muff punt on the play.
TCU with the recovery, and 7 plays later, they stick it in the end zone.
What is good, Bearcat fans? Welcome back to Gifford Stadium. I am
College Football Playoff National Championship game. His Horned Frogs are in front, 7-0 after capitalizing on a turnover, a muffed punt. Cincinnati still waiting to get that offense on the field for the first time tonight. Logan Wilson is the return man. He'll catch it coming forward. Flags come in from well behind the play as Wilson gets it all the way out to the 48-yard line before being brought down, but we will check the markers. Would have been a return of 34.
Yeah, it looks like a block in the back on that play. But he showed a little speed, getting out there. Tried to wait for a block.
Injured player for TCU still down. Mike McCabe, our referee tonight, consulting with the rest of this officiating crew.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, number 31 of the receiving team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Here's Brendan Sorsby in the Cincinnati offense. Instead of having the ball right at midfield, this one's going to be marked well back. The 6'3", 228-pound, third-year sophomore from Denton, Texas, calling Cincinnati home. His college career began at Indiana. 2,653 yards, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions on the year. Excuse me, 6 interceptions on the year. That 8 rushing touchdown mark you saw leads this Cincinnati team. They start things out on the ground with Corey Kiner. That's 3 hard yards on first down.
And I think that's not going to have to get this offense going. You know, Kiner running, and you know, every 3-yard run is not a bad run. You establish the run and try to get things going. That way you can go over the top, maybe with a play action pass.
Kiner, the senior from right here in Cincinnati, went to Roger Bacon High School, transferred from LSU. And this is Kiner again working out toward the 30-yard line. He's dropped it to 29. We'll bring up 3rd and 4 as Johnny Hodges brought him down.
Look at the patience in which he runs. You know, he's waiting for his blocks to develop, and that offensive line is coming off the ball, giving him an opportunity to do that.
How about that look? Ski goggles.
Yeah.
You keep that wind off your face, you got a chance to stay warm.
We should have got the memo, huh?
That'd be a great look for you. 3rd and 4. Sorsby from the gun to Kiner again. He's fighting his way out close to the first down marker. That's enough to move the chains. 3 offensive plays, 3 runs from Corey Kiner. May tell you a little bit about what Cincinnati is thinking tonight.
Absolutely. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Just keep it going. You know, they need to stay in 3rd and manageable, not put all the pressure on Sorsby to make a play over the top.
Xavier Henderson is the leading wide receiver on this team. He's out to the top of the screen, but that's Joe Royer, the tight end, still on his feet. Royer ridden out of bounds at midfield. That is his 44th catch of the season. He is now 2 away from setting the school record, breaking a mark held by a guy that maybe you've heard of, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Mr. Kelce, you know, I mean, and that's just him just keeping it going. A phenomenal athlete. They love this kid. He's able to go out there and really make some plays because of his athleticism.
Gain of 20 on the play for Cincinnati and Joe Royer. He was able to keep those knees off the ground, although they are going to take another look.
It's the forearm, you know, usually the forearm denotes you being down. So they probably take a look at that to see if the forearm established him being down with the tackle.
You see Joe Royer now 1 reception away from tying the mark.
You know, and just listening to the coaches, you know, they really think that he's a gifted player, has some ability to take it to the next level, especially in beating a guy like Kelce and, you know, in receptions.
That right forearm where he had the football looked like it was on the ground.
Yeah, there it is right there. That's the best look right there. Seeing the elbow hit the ground. You got to finish the tackle. from the TCU defense. You got to finish that tackle, especially with an athlete like him who can really go out and make big plays.
We don't have a rules official to go to for his insight on this,
Right.
but you have heard those rules officials say many times, you know, you're looking for that forearm. If the forearm is down, then the player is down.
You know, when I'm sitting at home on my couch watching football and seeing those type of things, I make every call right. But, you know, when I'm calling games, that's when the difference comes in. I'm never right, huh?
Does that make you an armchair quarterback?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm the best in the business.
So as it stands right now, would have been a first down on the plus side of the field. Let's get the call from Mike McCabe.
After review, it was confirmed that the runner's right elbow was down at the 37-yard line. It'll be second down.
So they will bring this back. Not enough yardage for the first down. Going to be a short gain.
And I think both teams have really good tight ends that they can use effectively in the middle of the field.
Instead of a gain of 20, it's a gain of 4 and brings up 2nd and 6. Francis Sherman, the tight end, comes across the formation. The handoff is to Kiner, and he's got a gaping hole and is able to keep his feet and get out to the 46-yard line. That's enough for a Cincinnati first down.
Right, inside zone, you know, read and reach. They get up to the backer and gives them an opportunity to take it downhill. That's all you can ask from your offensive line. Read and reach the front side, get up on that backer, allow the second level, the third level defenders to make the tackle.
Are we going to have another review to see if perhaps there was a knee down? It was the extra from Corey Kiner that allowed him to pick up the necessary yardage for the first down. Visited with our replay officials earlier this afternoon before the game started, and they said, hey, let's have an uneventful night.
And here we go. Started off like this, huh?
We think there's going to be a replay anyway. Actually, they're not even going to have a conversation.
Previous play has been reviewed. It was determined the runner was down at the 41-yard line. The second down.
Same thing you saw with Royer. That's the arm down for Kiner. Mike McCabe said second down. Should be third down here. Third down and 2 for Cincinnati. A lot of start and stop on this drive for Cincinnati. Kiner again. He's going to be short. Going to be a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, you watch Sorsby on the play. He sees the light box meaning 4 down linemen and 1 linebacker. You got 5 offensive linemen. That should have been a way in which they could pick up that, you know, a hat on a hat. But I tell you what, that TCU defensive line gets up the field, plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage, gets penetration, which stops the run play.
Looked like Cincinnati was going to keep the offense on the field, much to the chagrin of this crowd at Nippert Stadium. They'll bring the punting team on, still on their half of the field. John Paul Richardson back to return this punt. He averaged 21 yards on a couple of punt returns last week in the win over Arizona. Makes a couple of guys miss. Now Richardson trying to get into the open field. Running laterally, he gets it out to the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. And that will take us to a timeout. TCU leading at 7-0. Their offense on the field when we come back.
I'd like to recognize our hometown hero. Ford is honored to serve those who serve us. Today's hometown hero is Robert James Frisch, a veteran who retired in the United States Marine Corps with Ford, who served over Operation touchdown, Horned Frogs, and a 2-yard run after that.
And the passing game, and he said, you know, patience is the key.
Well, yeah, you got to be patient with it because.
But it's not just quarterback patience. He said the offensive coordinator has to be patient and not try to get greedy.
I had thought about that, but you're absolutely right. He has to call plays to take advantage of underneath instead of trying to go for the big play.
This is Hoss Haney. He is a freshman quarterback from Aledo, Texas. And they said there was going to be a package for him tonight. This is the 4th game that he has played in this season. Played in 3 early. Haney's got that last game that he can play and still preserve his red shirt. Obviously could play in a bowl game as well because that doesn't affect eligibility. Took that rule away a couple of years ago. So we may see some Hoss Haney tonight. You saw him there on first down. Athletic young quarterback. Hoover quickly to Savion Williams on the outside. Williams spun down at the 35-yard line by Jaquan Sanks. He's been active early tonight.
You know, and that's where, you know, you look at it, they put him everywhere. You know, Williams, they start him running back, then they motion him out to wide receiver to get the ball to him. That's like an extended handoff to him, and just let him use his talent to get down the field, create first downs.
With that catch for Savion Williams, for the first time in school history, TCU has 4 receivers with over 600 yards. Somehow that ball was completed. Josh Hoover able to avoid the sack. Looked like he was throwing it away, but he got it to DJ Rogers.
I tell you what, Moxie, man, he takes up, stays on his feet, he has enough to throw, arm strength to throw to tight end on the play. Great play by him, extending the play.
Jack Dingle had his hands all over him, just couldn't get him to the ground. Short gain there on second down, maybe even a loss on the carry that time for Savion Williams.
Get a little penetration on the play, slows things down a little bit. But, you know, this 3 safety is used to not have the big play, and it's working so far against this TCU offense.
Well, look how spread out the defensive line. The 3 up front are for Cincinnati. That's Dante Corleone in the middle, line up, head up on the center. Just a 3-man rush, but pressure coming. Hoover delivers. That ball is broken up, incomplete.
And you talk about being patient. That's exactly what we're talking about from an offensive coordinator standpoint. He tried to get the deep dig when that's not necessarily open, so it almost ended up into a pick.
Derek Canteen broke it up that time. The transfer for Virginia Tech, named a permanent captain on this team before he ever played a down on the field for Cincinnati. He's had a big year. Jamoy Hayes lets this one hit. This time he will get away. As a good roll on the punt that time for Ethan Croft. 55 yards with no return. 4:45 remaining in this opening quarter. TCU with the lead. From deep in their own territory, Cincinnati begins this offensive possession. Pop pass. And a good play for Evan Pryor. He is a big play guy in this offense, listed as a running back. They're just trying to get the ball in his hands.
Yeah, just get him on the outside and let him do the rest. Speed kills, and when you look at that, he just gets around so fast. The linebacker didn't see him, which allowed him to turn the corner and get up the field.
Gain of 14 there for Evan Pryor, transfer from Ohio State.
Couple guys from Ohio State, right?
Yeah, Joe Royer, the tight end, Ohio State transfer as well. Sorsby dumps it, tipped into the air, incomplete, dangerous. Off the hands of Sterling Burkhalter.
Yeah, you got to complete that. You know, the ball touches your hands like that. You got to bring it on in. Give your quarterback a shot to make a play on this boot protection. Comes open late. I know it's thrown behind him a little bit, but, you know, you still got to help your quarterback out a little bit.
Cincinnati started this year 5-2. Had a heartbreaking loss to Pittsburgh, a 1-point loss, played well. Thought they had a chance to win that game, just couldn't hang on at the end. This is Kiner trying to get to the outside. Good pressure upfield there as Abe Kamara led the way and got the tackle.
You know, penetration kills all run plays. When you're trying to get to the outside and you have that outside defender getting up the field, trying to turn everything back in, it's really, really tough, you know, if you don't have that elite level speed to get to the outside.
Cincinnati had the 1-point loss to Pittsburgh. They lost by a field goal at Texas Tech. It was a huge night for quarterback Brendan Sorsby. He threw for 426 yards and 4 touchdowns in that game. It was a night game on the road in Lubbock. Sorsby dumps it complete underneath. That's Tony Johnson. Johnson gonna have to break tackles to get to a first down marker. Not able to do that. Lamarion James dropped him. And James is the player that is still down for TCU after making the hit. After that loss to Texas Tech, Cincinnati went on the road. They beat UCF on the road. Then they had a home win against Arizona State. It certainly is the best win on the resume this year for Cincinnati. But since that win back on October 19th, both are punters. Max Fletcher, younger brother, transferred in from Arkansas. He's expected to be the punter next year. Mason Fletcher last week averaged just 35 yards on a couple of punts. He hits one end over end. It's taken at the 39 by Richardson. Richardson, a short return, goes out at the 45. 37-yard punt that time from Mason Fletcher.
This is an opportunity for this Bearcat defense to really go out there and show this offense. You know, this offense wants to make sure that they get a nice drive going, you know, some consistency. This Bearcat defense is playing well, 3 and out a lot of the times this game so far. Bend but not breaking.
Direct snap to Savion Williams. And he is met in the hole by Jonathan Thompson. Thompson was the first one there. Native of Columbus, Ohio.
Defensive coordinator Joe Veit is at this point sending extra on first down, almost like they're run blitzing. You know, sending more than 4 is a blitz, and they've been doing this these past couple drives to start off.
Twist up front, pass down the field. Richardson hauls it in, and he is finally spun to the ground after a big passing play. A gain of 30 that time. Logan Wilson with the tackle.
Great call on it, you know. It's a deep end. I'm sorry, a post on the play.
Cam Cook, the running back, they fake it to him, complete to Besh, and Besh will get forward progress to the 19. Arnold on the tackle.
You know, going back to that last play, that post corner on the play, you know, that's why you run a 3 high. Well, they got him out of what they usually run, and they were able to get him in man-to-man. And J.P. Richardson just outruns his defender for a huge play, getting him into the red zone.
Cam Cook, big hole left side, and he's got it down inside the 10-yard line. They'll actually spot him just shy of the 10-yard line. It's a first down, but not first and goal. Marcavius Sabur with the tackle after a gain of 9.
Great play. This is outside zone, and just pick where you're going to go. One-step cut, get it going north and south, and that's exactly what Cam Cook did. They're finding creases in this three-down lineman front. You get them running one way and then cut back. That's effective against zone plays.
Cincinnati just went to his first 3, brought them back in on that defensive line. So you got Corleone and Phillips back in the game. Cam Cook run out of bounds after a short gain. Arnold and Wilson leading the way.
You know, you look at this offense. They ran that play, had some success. They turn around, run the same exact play going the other way. Outside zone, trying to stick with what's working.
Clock winding down. That's going to be the end of the first quarter before the ball is snapped, and so these two teams will flip ends of the field. Got a second and Williams has now gone over 600 yards receiving, one of 4 receivers to do that this year. The handoff is to Cam Cook, where they fake it to Cam Cook and then try to go to Williams, incomplete.
They run double slants on the backside. You know, one guy clears and then back behind him, Savion Williams. He need a better throw by Hoover on the play.
Hoover started this game 1 of 4. He's hit 6 of his last 8. Got a 3rd down coming here. TCU can get a 1st down inside the 1. Hoover with time, looking, throws, too tall. He was trying to throw it high in the back of the end zone to let Savion Williams go up and get it. Kind of off his back foot, sailed on him.
Yeah, they ran a bunch formation on the backside, and on the outside was Williams, and they tried to run it and pick a little bit, but it got a little too congested with the defensive player and Savion, so it kind of slowed the route down, which slowed down the timing of the pass play.
Kyle Limmerman on to try the field goal. He's 11 of 17 on the year. There's a 27-yard attempt, and it's good. And it's 10-0 TCU in front of Cincinnati. There is a flag down. Flag was thrown
from the end zone
back underneath the goalpost.
Illegal substitution defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the field goal is good.
8 plays, 46 yards, 258. 3 more on the board for TCU. Horned Frogs leading it 10-0 over the Bearcats just a few seconds into the second quarter. For one of the most historic stadiums in all of college football, they are celebrating 100 years this year of the dedication of Nippert Stadium. Logan Wilson, the deep man for Cincinnati, as Limmerman gets set for the kickoff. Jimmy Nippert, a former Cincinnati player who was injured. He was spiked. He ended up having a blood infection and died. His grandfather, the following year, paid for the remaining construction of Nippert Stadium, and they've been playing football on this site since 1901. In terms of sites where fields and stadiums are,
wow,
this is the oldest in college football. The stadium itself, the 3rd oldest in all of college football. Bobby Dodd Field in Atlanta, the oldest. Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville, Mississippi is next, and then you've got Vaught Hemingway Stadium in Oxford, Mississippi, and Nippert here in Cincinnati. Those started playing in these stadiums in 1915. That's your college football history lesson tonight, Barrett.
Look at you with the next level analysis, you know. Look, I know what an NB blitz is, and here you are. Gave me a rundown of longevity of college stadiums. But this is an unbelievable place, man. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's a great combination of the old and the new coming together.
Campus here at Cincinnati is landlocked. There's nowhere to go, and so they right in the middle of campus have this great facility. Quarterback keeps it. Brendan Sorsby, maybe a little underrated in terms of the run game. He's got 354 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns, and he gets a first down there, which is what this Cincinnati offense desperately needed.
You know, and I think that'll be the key. You know, one of my keys that how this Bearcat offense needs to run. He's got to do more in the run game as far as called runs and giving this defense, you know, a notion that, yes, I will run, which will open up a little bit more of the offense.
They bring Royer into the backfield as a blocker. Pryor also back there. Sorsby finds some room in the open field, and he takes it out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. That's another Bearcats first down.
He's key. He's key. Like, he's an underrated athlete. You look at him at the point, you know, they mix up the blocking scheme, but he turns around, he sees a little free. Green. They're running man-to-man on the other side of the defense. Everybody's turned around. Why not run for a first down?
Earlier this year against Iowa State, Brendan Sorsby ran for a career-high 143 yards. Evan Pryor stays in the game, so Corey Kiner getting a break for now. Talked about it earlier. They love the burst of Evan Pryor. He's got 4 touchdowns this season of at least 55 yards. They give it to Pryor here. Look at the cutback across midfield. That's a good first down gain. We'll bring up 2nd and 5 as Caleb Elarms Orr on the tackle.
You know, I like Pryor, too. Talking about big playability. He's the type of guy who can take the distance. He can really, if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Great speed. He could be a big impact in this offense. They get him just a little bit of green as far as blocking.
Pryor goes to the sideline. Corey Kiner back in. Sorsby on 2nd and 5. Dumps it off left side. That is Xavier Henderson. 57th catch of the season. Henderson, a transfer from the University of Florida a couple of years back. He was a track star in high school. How about a 4.677 400-meter?
Wow. That's speed.
Won a 4A state championship down in Miami. Get a look at Henderson.
I need a little more from Mays right now. Mays needs a big play for this offense.
3rd and 4. Kiner to the outside. Kiner with the burst to the 20, to the 10, down at the 2. Nnamdi Obiizor saved the touchdown, a gain of 46 yards there for Corey Kiner, and Cincinnati in business, 1st and goal.
Kiner says, what do you know, B. Brooks? I can get out. I can go out and make some big plays. Great run by him.
Corey Kiner gets it again, bounces it to the outside. He's now over 2,500 yards, plus a touchdown. Cincinnati on the board. What a big answer for this Cincinnati offense. Not much before that drive. But right back in it now, down 10-6 with the extra point coming.
Just keep a hat on the hat, keep your legs moving as far as offensive line. He's able to go out there and bounce it outside.
Nathan Hawks, extra point good, 7 plays, 75 yards, 3:35 off the clock. And with 11-12 to play in the 2nd quarter, it's now 10-7.
Yeah, watch here, you know, you just keep your feet moving off the line. Just stay in front of him, and eventually he's able to squeak off the backside, go for the touchdown. Great play, affected by this weather.
Sonny Dykes told us in the meeting last night that when he addressed the team for their kind of final Friday night meeting, he had some quotes that he was going to show them from Miami players.
Right.
Miami played at Green Bay earlier in the week and did not go so well. Really looked like they were affected by the cold. Said, hey, let's just make it a mindset. Let's just go play ball.
And that's exactly what they did. They came outside before the game with no shirts on to set the tempo.
This one goes out of bounds, and so 35
Free
yard
kick out of
lines.
bounds. Kicking team, the receiving team is elected to take the ball at the 35-yard line. First down.
Good field position here for TCU. Horned Frogs still with the lead, up 10-7. 74 yards through the air, 31 on the ground. You can almost flip those numbers for Cincinnati. 25 passing, 89 rushing so far for the Bearcats tonight. The freshman Jeremy Payne in the backfield for TCU alongside Hoover. And Payne, they really like this young guy. You see why on first down. He's going to get 9, almost 10 yards on the carry before being brought down by Jaquan Sanks.
Very elusive runner inside the tackles, inside zone. Shifty.
Payne stays in the game. They give it to him again. He ran into a wall, got enough for the first down as Jared Bartlett comes up with the tackle.
This offensive line are playing pretty well up front and allowing them to do pretty much what they want to do. On run plays, they're able to move the offensive line, not have a lot of penetration. Earlier in the game, I really think that Cincinnati's defense were kind of in control. I think this offensive line is starting to work a little bit now and move some guys around.
Hoover down the middle of the field, and it's caught. Blake Nowell on the reception, just a post route, got one-on-one, and a perfectly thrown ball by Josh Hoover.
Great ball, right down the hash mark. Noel takes advantage of the empty middle of the field, gets it to him on the post corner. Perfect pass by Hoover.
That was Young, Jordan Young chasing on that play. Back to the air. This ball is caught by McAllister inside the 5. First catch of the night for Eric McAllister. He had 3 for 87 yards last week in TCU's win over Arizona.
Just a back shoulder throw on that. He just shows my size and goes out and makes a play, pulls it down. High points the ball, back shoulder throw, brings it in.
McAllister, 93% of his receptions this year have gone for first downs.
93?
How about that? Payne, the freshman from Missouri City, Texas. He is the tailback in the pistol. They give it to Payne. He is hit and stacked up. A swarm of black jerseys at the 3-yard line.
Defensive line gets up the field, creates a new line of scrimmage, pushes back the offensive line of the Horned Frogs. Really not giving the running back an opportunity to turn his shoulders and get going north and south on the play.
Saw a huge upset in college football earlier today with Michigan knocking off Ohio State in Columbus. You got another one brewing tonight in the Dome. Syracuse leading number 6 Miami 42-38. Savion Williams, direct snap. Williams knocked off his feet at the 3-yard line. Simeon Coleman was the first one there. The freshman from Seat Pleasant, Maryland, with a big hit in the hole.
Great play. He just inserts himself on the line of scrimmage, rocks him going sideways, not allowing him to get going north and south. That's a great play coming off the edge for this defense.
Payne goes off the field. They get a little heavier in the backfield as Trent Battle comes into the game. You got Battle and Dominic Johnson, Savion Williams. Josh Hoover lined up behind all of them. It's Williams going to the right, finds a hole, and picks his way into the end zone for a 2-yard touchdown run. His second of the ball game. Savion Williams does it again for TCU.
Man, great play. You just run behind those blockers. When you have the quarterback running the ball and he's at the wildback quarterback position, it gives you an extra blocker now and not worrying about the quarterback handing off the ball. So that's a great way in which they take advantage of the number count in the blocking scheme and gets up the field for the first down. Sammy's back play that they played on the last touchdown by Williams.
Extra point up and good. There has been consistency as of late for this TCU offense. in each of their last two to call the Bengals game.
Steelers game.
Okay, the Bengals are hosting the Steelers tomorrow. Wilson, the return man. He's been knocked off his feet short of the 25-yard line. A little extra pushing and shoving at the end there. Had a nice visit with Dan Horde before the game today. Said his son, who is a freshman at the University of Colorado, home for the weekend. He said we got him at the wrong U of C. It's CU instead of UC like here in Cincinnati.
Right.
All right, Cincinnati from the 24-yard line back to a two-score ball game, down 10, 17-7 with 7:28 to play. Motion man is Tony Johnson. Sorsby lobs it down the sideline. That ball is incomplete and no flag. Cincinnati sideline wanted it. You had McIver in coverage.
That looks a little, I mean, I guess it's a good no call.
You okay with that?
Not really, but I mean.
Make up your mind, Barrett. Xavier Henderson, the intended receiver there. Little bumping going down the sideline. Got the one-on-one on the outside. 2nd and 10 now. Pistol formation. Kiner is the tailback. They give it to Corey Kiner going right. Ooh, big hit. That was Johnny Hodges coming down the line of scrimmage. Hodges started his college career at the Naval Academy. He's the leading tackler on this TCU team.
Yeah, and you look at this defense, you know, yeah, they're only running a 3-down lineman front, but they're bringing 5 every time. They're blitzing for the outside linebacker and inside linebacker, which is giving them, you know, 5 men coming, and they're getting penetration. So
Hodges only played in 4 games last year, had to deal with an injury that cost him the rest of the season. He's been big this year. Devin Deal on the tackle this time. Deal, a Tulane transfer.
Since he run a little hurry up.
Short of the first down. A 4th down play here. And TCU going to get a timeout just before the snap. Looking over at the TCU sideline, and you had Sonny Dykes running at the official asking for the timeout. First timeout of the half taken by TCU. How about the call there to go for it pretty deep in your own territory?
Yeah, it's pretty deep, you know, but they got him on the line really quick. You know, so I mean, caught him in a front where they didn't blitz on that time, and they were able to get some substantial yardage, you know, 4th and manageable. So the call would have been a call in which they weren't blitzing. If you're going to go up and stop them, you probably need to call a more blitz-friendly or put more people in the interior of that gap before you allow your defense to go out there and run it.
We'll see if the plan changes for Cincinnati or if they keep the offense on the field. It is the offense coming back out as Sorsby and Kiner make their way into the backfield. You had an upset, another one today. Syracuse wins against number 6 Miami. Big win for the Orange. Johnson in motion. Kiner straight ahead. That's a 1st down for Cincinnati. Scott Satterfield rolls the dice, and he gets the 1st down. Drive stays alive for the Bearcats. Gain of 4.
And that's Kiner's kind of run. You know, he wants to take it north and south. Just run right in the middle of them. Hit it going forward. Get your, you know, shoulder pads over your legs and just go for the 1st down. Nothing pretty about it. Just straight man-on-man football.
2nd consecutive year that Corey Kiner has gone over 1,000 yards. He eclipsed the 2,500-yard mark earlier in the game tonight in his time at Cincinnati. They give it to him again. This time ball comes out and it's recovered by Caleb Fox. 25th straight start for Caleb Fox. A big hit in the backfield, and Fox was there to recover the fumble. Look at the big man.
Great play going downhill. Blitzing off the outside. Puts his shoulder pads right into the helmet on the play.
That was Kamara. He came in, went low for the tackle, but the helmet on the ball. Kiner can't believe it came out of his hands. Fox there for the recovery. And after going for it on 4th down and converting, Cincinnati on the very next play turns it over. Caleb Fox from the Woodlands in Texas. It's been a mainstay on the defensive line for the Horned Frogs for the last few years. Hoover, perhaps looking for a shot, instead dumps it underneath. That's Trent Battle out of the backfield on the catch.
Yeah, I mean, when you're watching the play, they had a nice little pick play, and as you watch it, Williams, right at the point of attack, gets open on the backside. If he'd had a little more patience on the play.
Hoover, kind of a messy pocket, and that ball is dropped. Blake Nowell had it in his hands, couldn't hold it. Hoover did a good job. Traffic all around him, just standing in and making that throw, but it's incomplete.
Climbed the pocket perfectly on the play. You know, sets back with the fake, climbs the pocket, gets it out to him. Great pass. We just got to finish those type of plays.
Third down coming up for this TCU offense. Empty backfield. Hoover with time. Delivers. Caught by Richardson. Knocked off his feet at the 11-yard line. First down for TCU after a gain of 20.
Richardson is just so shifty. You know, last week he played the guy to go out there and had 100 yards. You know, they usually take turns on being the impact receiver, but I tell you what, he is just so shifty.
They fake it to Battle. Hoover over the middle. Richardson bobbled it, couldn't haul it in that time. Dangerous throw that time from Josh Hoover.
Corleone has to get something going in the middle of that defense.
Richardson,
get some pressure up.
Well, he was kind of down. He's reacting like he got shoved.
Yeah.
TCU will have 2nd and 10 at the Cincinnati 11.
Big spot here for the Cincinnati defense. Trying to keep TCU out of the end zone. To the air, and it's dropped again. That was Eric McAllister.
It's 3 drop passes on this drive. This is not acceptable.
That's been the only knock on Eric McAllister. He has been a big play guy for the Horned Frogs. Had some drops early in the season. Cold night, had that one in his hands, couldn't haul it in. Brings up 3rd and 11. Pressure. Cincinnati showing pressure on the 3rd down play. Play clock at 5. Hoover dumps it off. That's Battle. And he is dropped for a loss by Eric Phillips. Big stand there for the Cincinnati defense. That's a loss of 7. And the field goal team comes on for TCU.
Defensively, they needed that. They needed to make sure they got the field, held their composure, was assignment correct on that, stayed where he was supposed to be in his responsibility, and is able to make a big play to stop the drive.
Eric Phillips is the winningest player on this Cincinnati roster. He's been a part of 50 wins in his career. Craw, a 35-yard field goal attempt. And it's good with the snowflakes falling here at Nippert. Couple of field goals tonight for Kyle Limmerman, the freshman from Southlake Carroll High School.
We got a nice little dusting going on here, Rich.
Nothing like they had in Columbia, Missouri today.
Oh, yeah.
3 inches of snow leading up to the game between Missouri and Arkansas. 3 straight scoring drives for TCU. They've gone field goal, touchdown, field goal their last 3 possessions. They've scored points on 4 of 6 offensive possessions tonight.
Yeah, Cincinnati's defense, they're making them earn it, though. It's not like they're just driving down the field on them. They're making them earn every inch of it and really playing sound defense. They just mess up here and there and allow just a little bit of a gap to get the first down. But they're playing good defense. They're blitzing when they're supposed to. I'm just looking for them to be more aggressive on second and third down as opposed to just being aggressive on first down.
31 degrees, light snow falling at Nippert Stadium. Evan Pryor this time is the return man for Cincinnati. He's going to field it at the 2. Pryor out to the 25, maybe the 26. Jace Oliver with the tackle on special teams for TCU.
These teams do not like each other.
A little chippy, isn't it?
Yeah, very chippy. It's getting a little hot out there, even though it's cold up here. It's getting a little hot out there.
It's cold, but it is a beautiful night in Cincinnati with the light snow falling and swirling. Still a 2-score ball game, 20-7, TCU in front. We'll see if the Cincinnati offense can answer. Kiner, who had the fumble on the last possession, breaks through the line of scrimmage and has a good first down gain of 6 out to the 31.
He'll definitely give it a little more spice now. Just learn, hey, I hurt my team. Let me go out here and make a difference. We haven't heard a lot from the tight end position for Cincinnati at this point. We know that Royer is a really good player. Maybe this is where they use him to really make a difference in the middle of the field.
Pryor in the backfield here. Sorsby running the option. He's got a first down out across the 35. Philip Wilder, the right tackle, the lead blocker on the play.
Running an option. And we kind of thought there were going to be a little more quarterback run plays for the Cincinnati Bearcat offense.
Just 2.5 minutes left in this second quarter. TCU in front by 13. Cincinnati trying to get points before the half. Sorsby, white jerseys all around him, and it's Marcus Deal who comes up with the sack. He returned to the lineup last week for TCU after missing the previous 3 games.
The big fella, 6'5", 325 pounds, showing a little cat quickness out there, getting up the field with the sack.
Loss of 6 on the play as we go to our 2-minute timeout. TCU in front by 13 with 2 to play in the first half. Ohio, TCU leads it by 13. Second down for the Bearcats after a 6-yard sack. The offense tonight for Cincinnati has been on the ground. 105 yards rushing, only 25 through the air as Evan Pryor carries it. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage and brings up 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Where do you go here? I think I would go with my tight end. Warriors got that game-breaking ability. They haven't been able to use them the first half as of right now. But he's good enough to get in between those hashes and really make a big play.
Joe Royer just 1 catch in the game. We'll see here on 3rd and 10. They give it instead to Kiner on the ground. Cooper McDonald and Osafa Mensah on the tackle. Man, this crowd did not like the play call on 3rd down.
Yeah, they're running on that play,
And TCU takes a timeout to preserve some time. They're going to try and get points on the board one more time before the half with 1:13 to play. And a punt coming up here from Cincinnati.
Where do you go? I mean, this is an opportunity for them to at least give them a little bit out. I think they're going to punt it, and then you got to play defense. Can you play aggressive enough? I mean, they have some weapons to push the ball down the field really fast. We watched last week in calling the TCU game where J.P. Richardson really made an impact going to halftime last week.
Sonny Dykes Ball Club has won 4 of its last 5 games. Victories in that stretch over Utah, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, and Arizona. The only loss, a 3-point loss at Baylor on November 2nd. Richardson is the return man, end over end punt, fair catch called for and made at the 28. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
This is where that 3-high safety should be effective in preventing the big play. But it's hard getting pressure on a quarterback with just 3 down linemen up front.
Be interesting to see how aggressive TCU is to start the drive. Do they start out on the ground or do they immediately go to the air?
Right. You know, especially Williams in the backfield.
1:10 until the half. 1 timeout remaining. They swing it to Savion Williams. He gets to the outside and goes out of bounds.
He is a really gifted athlete, especially when he gets the ball. You know, they're always trying to give him the ball out in space. To be so big, he's pretty nifty.
That may not have looked like a big play there from Derek Canteen, but he got over and shoved Williams out of bounds. He was kind of the last line of defense.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have missed. It might have been a house call.
Cincinnati with time to make their substitution. TCU subbed offensively with the clock stopped. 65 seconds until halftime. Hoover delivers complete. That's Eric McAllister sliding. No, they'll say incomplete at the 41-yard line. Couldn't get his hands under it. He's protesting a bit. Take another look.
Can't really see it from that vantage point.
Third and 4. Beg your pardon, 3rd and 7 for TCU. Hoover with plenty of time. Now he's flush from the pocket, throws on the run, and it's caught. Blake Nowell found a soft spot. He was wide open at the 43-yard line. That's a gain of 26, and TCU now has it on the Cincinnati side of the 50.
You know, it's so hard trying to get their athletes and the receivers and try to double team or try to triple team because there's so many guys that can take advantage of their opportunities during game time situations.
Coming into this game, Nowell had only 5 catches, but he's been big tonight. Pump fake, this one incomplete. Minkins jumped the route, tried to cut underneath for an interception.
Played it just right.
.45 seconds remaining. See the disparity on the ground, but 171 passing yards tonight for TCU. Josh Hoover, 14 of 25. Both touchdowns tonight for the Horned Frogs have come from Savion Williams. This one through the hands of Nowell, too tall. Or maybe not tall enough for now.
It brings us to a 3rd down.
And he's 6'4".
You know, going in here, I mean, you're trying to get the first down, maybe get the field goal range.
TCU 5 of 9 on 3rd down tonight. They've got 3rd and 10 here with 42 seconds until halftime. Richardson in motion. Hoover to the air. And that one is complete again to Nowell to the 34-yard line. That's a yard short of the first down.
Go for it.
Probably too long for Kyle Limmerman here. It would be a 51-yard field goal. Clock running. Hoover looking to the air, complete. That's McAllister, and he goes out of bounds. Another first down. Jordan Young shoved him out.
Oh my goodness, if Hoover would have looked to his right side, Hoover, I mean, it was wide open. For now on the outside, he ran a little double move on the outside by himself on the pass play. Watch on the outside, double move, he's wide open on the play. They're gonna go back to that.
He was high-stepping without the ball.
Yeah.
Hoover flushed. He's got room. He's going to take off, and he'll dive forward at the 15. Timeout taken by TCU. That is their final timeout of the half with 8 seconds remaining.
Man, he's a tough guy, you know, but he needs to learn how to stop, drop, and roll. He needs to slide sometimes. He took a lot of shots last week, and here he is trying to jump head first, trying to get a first down.
TCU has gone 8 plays. They've covered 57 yards in 1:02. They've got 8 seconds remaining. Probably time for 2 plays.
2 plays.
If you get out of bounds.
Right.
Or take a shot to the end zone.
They've got to go to the, they got to go either to the end zone or they got to go to the, out of bounds. If they do, go for an opportunity on this play.
Out of timeout, so anything in the middle of the field likely would take us to halftime.
They can't make a mistake like the Bears did in last week's game. This last game they had on Thanksgiving. Can't allow the time to run out. These are points that they can get, whether it be a field goal or even going for 6.
I think that cost someone their job, didn't it?
Yeah.
And now a timeout taken by Cincinnati.
First charge timeout, Cincinnati.
They have so many receivers that they can go to.
You know, we came in tonight talking about Savion Williams and J.P. Richardson and Jack Besh. McAllister obviously is a big part of that, but Blake Nowell tonight has had a big game. He's got 3 catches for 75 yards. That's a guy that had only 5 catches on the season coming in.
Unbelievable how they do. And, just to give you a little bit of inkling, I've been looking at Williams, and he hasn't been too, it looks like his health right now isn't where it needs to be. He might have some things ailing him, which is not, allow him to go out there and play as much wide receiver as he usually would.
Jackson and Phillips are the ends for Cincinnati. Corleone in the middle of that defensive line. See what kind of pressure they can get with 3. Flags come in. Was there movement up front?
Everybody moved but the center.
False start, offense, everyone but the center. 5-yard penalty.
Well, he's the right one, I guess. I guess he would say he's the right one because he didn't move.
So now the field goal team comes on for TCU. Ball's going to be spotted at the 28-yard line for the kick. So a 38-yard field goal attempt. Kyle Limmerman 2 for 2 tonight, trying to make it a 3-score game. Hits the upright, and it's no good. A doink. And the score remains 20-7. To the delight of this crowd here at Nippert Stadium.
Give a little inspiration going into halftime.
244 yards of offense in this first half for TCU, just 135 for Cincinnati. 104 of that on the ground. A 13-point lead for the Horned Frogs over the Bearcats. Cincinnati going to be content to take a knee and take it into the locker room down 2 scores. The Bearcats will get the ball to start the second half.
You know, I'm really surprised, you know, that there weren't a lot more.
You didn't wear long sleeves just because it was cold outside. Got to show that toughness. Fair catch called for and made. And so Cincinnati will start the second half from their own 25-yard line. Looking for a good offensive possession to start this second half. If they can drive down and get a score,
that's exactly what they need.
You got a 6-point game.
Just to stay in it, you know, let them know that they're ready to play. They've got to go out there and make an impact this drive here, just to set the tempo for this team.
Corey Kiner looking for the cutback. Marcus Deal had other ideas. Penetration and a stop in the backfield on the first play of the second half for big number 95.
Yeah, you look at him, you know, Marcus Deal, he's got sleeves on. He knows, you know, hey, it doesn't matter how big you are. He's 6'5", 335 pounds. He's got sleeve on. Back when I played, we didn't wear sleeves. Even the defensive line didn't wear sleeves, but I guess they know better these days.
Marcus Deal, the redshirt freshman from El Paso, younger brother of Devin Deal. To the air, Sorsby incomplete. That was in the hands of Xavier Henderson. Couldn't haul it in. Lamarion James in coverage there. And he was one that went out with an injury in the first half. Good to see him back on the field.
Yeah, it is good to see him, you know, and there's a deep end on the play. They're trying to open up this offense a little bit, you know, trying to get him some breathing room and stretch this defense a little bit. You know, they're staying in and stopping the run and not really worried about the pass. They've got to make sure they open things up a little bit, you know, to give them something else to look at.
3rd and 11 here. Cincinnati looking to go to the air. Sorsby dumps it out of the backfield. And Joe Royer wrestled out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Joe Royer has now tied Travis Kelce's single-season record with 45 receptions. He sure would have liked to have had a first down to go with that catch.
Yeah, I mean, a really, really good player. I mean, he really knows how to go out there and go around the middle of the field and in between the hashes and make some big plays. I think they need to get him more involved in that area.
3 and out for Cincinnati on this opening drive of the second half. They punted away. Richardson with the fair catch at the 33. And now we'll see TCU's offense for the first time in this third quarter. Rivalry games happening all over the country today. None perhaps more anticipated than the renewal of Texas and Texas A&M. They were expecting nearly 110,000 tonight in College Station. 2 teams that have not played since 2011. This is not a rivalry game per se, but it has had a little chippiness to it tonight.
Definitely. They're building one right now if there isn't one.
Hoover wants to throw on first down, dumps it out of the backfield. Battle can't hang on.
This offensive line is giving Hoover an opportunity to really have some time to push the ball down the field. They've got to take advantage of that. Too many drop balls for this Horned Frog offense. I mean, there were 3 in the last drive. Right now, here's a drop. You know, those are things they can't do. Even though they're a good team, they're not that good that they can go without drops throughout the game.
Cut back for Battle. He gets to the outside. He's got a first down out across the 45-yard line. Jaquan Sanks with the tackle.
Good run on the play. It's just a counter. We call it joker, a counter joker. It's an open side power play where they pull the backside guard, block down the front side, and he just follows his blocker, his guard, up into the hole. for the first down.
Play action to the air. Back shoulder caught by McAllister. Boy, that was a dime that time from Josh Hoover.
Dime, you know, allowed the receiver to come back for the ball. Back shoulder, great play. I mean, it's really hard for a DB to turn around and run with a receiver like that. And he climbed him so fast on the play.
Oh, wow. Said incomplete. Did McAllister's toe hit the sideline? He's kind of saying what happened.
Oh.
So 2nd and 10. Battle. Drop by Monte Whedon, freshman from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Great pursuit angle on the outside, coming off the edge. Great play by McDonald.
3rd and 10 for TCU. Thought they had a big play on a completion to McAllister. Was called incomplete. Hoover floats it, incomplete. Nobody home.
Yeah, I guess they deem that uncatchable.
He had Dabney and Nowell and just kind of threw it in between the two of them. And Cincinnati's defense forces a punt.
Step up. You've got to step up. Set the tone early in the second half. Both defenses looking good.
Jamoy Mays back to return the punt. His longest punt return this season, just 13 yards. He'll call for a fair catch at the 15. And we'll take a timeout. TCU in front, 20-7 after a 39-yard punt with no return. Offense, Cincinnati trying to generate some offense. Trailing 20-7. Sorsby to the air, and that one is caught for a short game. That is Joe Royer, and he is now the record holder, surpassing those 45 catches in a season by Travis Kelce. Congratulations, Mr. Royer.
Exactly, you know, I mean, to pass somebody like that, you know, Kelce, that's a big accomplishment.
He has been a big part of the offense this season for the Bearcats. Here's Kiner, who has also been a big part of the offense. He has not found much room. He had the big run in the first half that set up the only score of the game when he took it in from 2 yards out.
He is a good player when you allow him to at least get his shoulders turned north and south. What TCU is doing, they're keeping his shoulders turned where he can't turn up the field. That penetration isn't allowing him to really start up.
I got to believe that Sonny Dykes mostly pleased, though, with how his defense has handled Kiner. This ball bobbled and caught over the middle. That biggest pass play of the night. Ball nearly came out. In fact, I think it did come out, but yes, Cincinnati recovered the fumble. Jamoy Mays got it back after it popped out at the end.
I mean, that's a great play. You know, I mean, that just goes to show TCU works on this in practice. But then, you know, I mean, he keeps after it, able to get it back on the play. But that's exactly what this Bearcat offense needed. Get the ball going in the air a little bit.
So a first down for Cincinnati. Back to the air. It's Royer once again on the reception. Almost like part of the running game, just kind of dumping it off, trying to get the short games and move the ball a little bit.
It's extended run plays, you know, get the ball out your hands quick. Plus it helps, you know, Sorsby calm down a little bit, you know, get into a rhythm in his offense. Keeps him from being so frenetic in how he's passing the balls.
Sorsby 9 of 12 for 55 yards tonight. Pryor this time. Jamel Johnson with the tackle for TCU.
on this play, I mean, where do you go at this time? I think you need to go at this point to Royer. I mean, Royer, he's a guy that can make those little short passes and control the middle of the field. Well, he's not in right now.
Cincinnati looking for a win, trying to gain bowl eligibility. Coming in 5-6. Sorsby with a hard run for a first down out to the 39-yard line.
Tough.
Kamara brought him down after a gain of 5.
Tough, hard-nosed run. That'll get you going. That'll get your defense going. That'll get your offensive line. You see your quarterback out there sacrificing himself. You know, makes you want to go out there and play just a little bit harder for their guy.
Couple of first downs on this drive for Cincinnati. Sorsby may have turned the wrong way on play action, and then the pass just beyond the hands of the intended receiver Henderson. Had McIver in coverage there.
You know, that's the second time I've seen him do that. You know, that he's turned out to the opposite side of where the running back is on the play. Got to be some communication errors because, you know, I mean, I saw it twice now.
Iowa State with an early 7-0 lead over Kansas State. Sorsby going to keep it on the option play. He'll get to the 41 for a gain of a couple. Going to bring up 3rd and long.
He's shown to be a pretty good athlete and be able to go out there and run the ball. You know, it's not like you just take him down easily.
Not at all. Pryor in the backfield alongside Brendan Sorsby on 3rd down and 8. TCU showing pressure. Devin Deal walked up. Bottom of that defensive line. Trying to come in and get that pressure. It's Royer on the reception. And Royer hit out of bounds there. No flag comes in. They'll spot him out at the 45, 4 yards short of the first down. Elarm Orr and Bud Clark were there on the tackle.
Riley behind it on the defensive side of the ball. You know, I mean, do they go for it on this play?
No hesitation, leaving the offense on the field. Corey Kiner comes back in. 4th and 4 from Cincinnati from their own 45-yard line. Hard camp nearly got the jump. You know, in the past, you were hoping an offensive lineman would hold his ground, but with the rule the way it is now, when you see a defensive lineman jump into the neutral zone, you almost want the offensive lineman to move.
Right, or the center just snap it. I thought they should have taken advantage of it. That would have been an easy first down for the offense.
Well, but now when you have a defensive lineman jump into the neutral zone and cause an offensive lineman to move, that penalty goes against the defense, which would have resulted in a first down.
For years and years, I remember back in my day, it didn't matter if they went across the line.
That's right.
They could walk back across the line of scrimmage, and if I moved, it wouldn't have been encroachment. It would have been offsides by me.
So watch there at the bottom of your screen, kind of jumps into the neutral zone.
He's in the neutral, snap the ball. When you're a center, snap it. Gives your team an instant first down.
Maybe a little bit different with the quarterback in the shotgun as opposed to being under center.
Yeah, that's something that, you know, you got to think about also. Because they snap it and then, you know, the quarterback's not ready and they don't call it. Now you're in big trouble.
Do you have a problem with burning a timeout to do that with 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter?
I do, because, you know, this could potentially be a tight game. It's one less tight end you have going into the latter part of this game.
Mason Fletcher and a whistle. Flag on the far side. I think he had movement up front.
False start. Offense number 11. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
So Cincinnati will back up 5 yards. John Paul Richardson, the return man, for TCU, standing back inside his own 25. Richardson calls for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 24. With a break on the field, we'll take one as well. No scoring testing, and found out that it was genetic. The medical team put together a practice plan for him. At the quarterback, Hoss Haney in the game, running plays. Had a couple of plays in this game tonight for TCU. But with the help of the medical team, they put together both a medical plan in terms of making sure that he had what he needed to take care of that internally, but then also a practice plan to make sure that physically he could handle it as well. Made his season debut in week 2 against Pittsburgh. He didn't practice in pads for all of training camp with this Cincinnati team. It certainly was a relief not only for Corleone and his family, but for this entire Cincinnati program to have him on the field, a true difference maker at the nose tackle position.
And you cannot tell from the first snap he took this season till now that he didn't practice at all. In camp. But looking at him now, I mean, he is balling. He is definitely an impact player in the middle of that field. He's so hard to block because he goes where he wants to go, not where you necessarily want him to go on blocking schemes. He gets penetration, he gets up the field, and he is a hoss trying to move him, even with double teams. So he's a special player, and I understand why he's ranked so high in the Big 12 for defensive linemen.
First down for TCU. Cam Cook in the game, play action, pass complete to McAllister out across the 40-yard line. That's another first down for TCU and another first down catch for Eric McAllister. We gave you that number earlier. It really is remarkable. 93% of his receptions have resulted in first downs for TCU. Here's Cook trying to get to the outside. Stiff arm to get a little bit of room and get the corner before being shoved out by Jonathan Thompson.
Cam Cook has got so much speed. He has speed to burn, and he's able to still turn the corner, even though they actually, the defense of the Bearcats actually played it right. They got at the field, got penetration, but he was still able to turn that corner and at least get some respectable yards on the play.
Cam Cook, a sophomore out of Round Rock, Texas. 20 touchdowns his senior year. He was a football, baseball, track and field guy in high school. Second down run for Cook once again, trying to find an opening. There wasn't much of one. He gets to the midfield stripe, maybe just across it.
And he got in third manageable. They're still trying to get to the outside, running stretch, block one down, pull around on the front side and back side, and just let the running back pick a hole where he wants to go.
Both teams making substitutions before this third down play. Savion Williams in the game. I beg your pardon, that's Battle, who was lined up for the direct snap and the Wildcat, and he's a yard short of the first down. We'll see what TCU does here on fourth down. How about those guys?
Those are real men.
Real something.
Real something, right.
Fourth down and a yard. Hoover at quarterback. Changing the play. Plenty of time on the play clock. They go quarterback sneak. Hoover gets to the outside, gets the first down.
That's a great play by Hoover. Filling out where the QB sneak was supposed to go. Supposed to go inside, but he could see there was too much congestion in there and ran his way out. Look, he was going to run inside. He was able to get to the outside because he saw that the congestion in front with those, big Corleone in there wasn't going to allow him to be pushed, the center to push him. And he's able to get to the outside, get the first down on the play.
So where he looked nervous and was trying to change the play, was that all just an act?
No, it's actually a called play. It looked like it was a called play. QB sneak.
Hoover stands in, delivers over the middle, incomplete, just beyond the hands of Blake Nowell.
Ah, yes. I mean, if you look at how many receivers he's thrown to this year. Watch out here. It's just a deep crossing route, and he just led him just a little too much. on the play.
The ball really impressive coming out of Josh Hoover's hands.
He can hose it, can he? He can definitely hose it.
Sonny Dykes told us he has as much arm talent as any quarterback he's ever coached, going back to Tim Couch at Kentucky in the mid-90s. And remember, he had Jared Goff at Cal.
Talking about some talent, you know, look, that's the #1 right now NFC team in the NFL right now. He is controlling that, so that's high praise for Hoover as a thrower in this league.
Down, presented by Ford. On the 44-yard line.
Jeremy Payne in the game on 3rd and 8. Hoover over the middle, intercepted. Had a safety. Trayvon Gola-Collard sitting back playing center field. Ball sailed that time on Hoover. And Gola-Collard with the interception.
You talk about, you know, that defense, 3 high safeties. That's exactly why you run a 3 high safety look. You let everything develop in front of you with those 3 high safeties. You're able to bring a guy down to stop those crossing routes. And here you have sit back and just wait for the ball to come to you. Great play in the middle of the field, being in that deep safety for the interception.
First turnover of the game by TCU. No points scored in this 3rd quarter. 2:34 remaining. Sorsby to the air, caught. Tony Johnson gets a little after the catch there.
And that's kind of what you need, you know, give yourself a little bit of a boost on the opposite side of the ball when your defense goes out there and gives the ball right back to you.
Gain of 6 on 1st down. Jamoy Hayes all alone at the top of your screen, but they take it to the ground, and Corey Kiner, he's got a 1st down. Jamel Johnson on the tackle. Gain of 6 for Kiner. Kiner now limping off the field.
Kiner and Royer kind of got mixed up a little bit at the finish of the play.
Grabbing at his right calf. I know when it's 30 degrees and snowing, you don't necessarily think about cramps, but you hope that that's the case.
Yeah.
First down run for Kiner. This one through the hands of Tony Johnson. And again, Brendan Sorsby, and I don't know if it was Sorsby or Pryor, he opened for a play action, but he opened the opposite direction of the way the running back went.
Right, yeah, and I don't quite understand why you would do that. Maybe it's a new scheme, maybe it's a new way that your quarterback is not feeling comfortable with opening to that side as opposed to the other side. Maybe, you know, open it to their strong side regardless of where the fake is supposed to be is why they're doing it.
Timeout taken by Cincinnati before the snap. That is their second timeout used here in the 3rd quarter. We'll keep an eye on that late in the ball game. 20-7. And you can see it dusting on the field at this point. I don't think we have seen it affect the players and their footing so far.
No, not at this point.
2nd and long, 2nd and 10 here for Cincinnati. Sorsby over the middle, that's complete. Jamoy Mays on the catch. That's a 1st down into TCU territory. Gain of 13 on the play.
Run a clearing route, getting out of there, and then he sits down right in there, makes himself available for the quarterback, and just, you know, simple little stop play, keeping those chains moving. He's becoming more and more confident in the 2nd half as opposed to the 1st half throwing the ball.
Pryor still in the game after Kiner limped off a couple of plays ago. That's a hard yard at best for Evan Pryor. Between his rushing and receiving this year, Pryor has averaged almost 9 yards per touch. Comes out of the game here, though.
Wow, 9 yards.
He has had some big plays in the passing game. Kiner back in. Play action to Kiner over the middle, and it's dropped by Royer. The sure-handed tight end has not had many of those this year. But that could have been a big play for the Bearcats.
Yeah, catch it right on the hashes. That's where he needs to be. That's where he needs to roam.
I don't know if his vision was blocked perhaps by the official there.
That's absolutely the case, but hey, you know, and he has an opportunity to play at that next level. He's got to make sure he starts securing catches like that. A lot of drops this ball for both teams.
Sorsby saw an opening, he took off, and he's got a first down. No slide there from Brendan Sorsby.
That was a called run play on that play. You know, you had your running back lead him, right in behind him, and have him run. They say he's a pretty good athlete. Where he goes and shows it right there, shows some quickness. Gets up for the first down.
A scoreless, and we got 15 minutes for Cincinnati. Try and climb back into this game and become bowl eligible. Brendan Sorsby dumps it off over in front of the TCU sideline. Big hit there as Nnamdi Obiizor knocked Tony Johnson out of bounds.
A little confidence going on with this Bearcat offense.
It does feel like there's a little bit of a rhythm on this drive, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, you can tell there's a little bit something going on with the way Sorsby is running the offense.
Ninth play of the drive right here, an option look. Now they want to throw it off the option toward the end zone, and it is incomplete. Intended for Jamoy Mays. Cam Smith in coverage, batted it away. It was Evan Prater who threw it. And that's a pretty darn good throw by the wide receiver.
Great play, great throw by just a wide receiver. I think it was called at the most opportune time also. You know, it's just a great play by the defense. Gets back. Cam Smith.
Evan Prater was an outstanding high school quarterback. He was a former Mr. Football in the state of Ohio. He threw that one like it. Third down, over the middle. That ball is complete. Right at just short of the line to gain. Johnny Hodges knocked Joe Royer off his feet. Fourth down play coming up for the Bearcats.
Major decision.
Oh, there's no decision to make here, is there?
No. Got to stay aggressive.
Ball at the 28. Got to take it across the 27. Is it Corey Kiner time? The handoff is to Kiner. He cuts it back for a first down inside the 25. Needed a yard, got 4. Bud Clark, Max Carroll on the tackle. First down Bearcats.
Did we think they were going anywhere else but to Kiner? Kiner gets behind his pass, takes it downhill. Great play on the backside by that offensive line. They run zone play. He cuts it back. This is what this offense needs to get things going. Kiner's the type of back that if you hand it to him, he can go north and south, exactly what they needed for him.
Feels like Cincinnati has got to cash in on this drive. Kiner closing in on another 100-yard rushing game. Sits at 87. Play action. Sorsby. Boy, he's got room to run. Across the 20. And he's shoved out of bounds at the 17 by Devin Deal.
Once again, Sorsby shows that he's an athlete. I mean, I would say at first, I thought he was just a guy that had functional mobility from the quarterback position, but he actually has some wheels for a guy as big as he is and some athleticism.
Barrett, he is the only Power 4 quarterback this year with a game in which he threw for 425 yards and another game where he's gone for 125 more on the ground. Some athleticism really there.
Yes, a ton of it.
Gain of 6 on that play. 2nd and 4. Back to Kiner. Cuts it up the middle. Gang tackle by TCU. And that is a first down.
The official signal, first down, Bearcats.
That offensive line is starting to get a little moxie about them. Walk with a little positiveness, and you know, they want to run the ball. Keep opening holes like that, they'll start running more.
First down at the 12-yard line. Cincinnati can pick up a first down without a touchdown. Kiner, they faked it to him, nearly intercepted. Nnamdi Obiizor had it in his hands, could not hold on. Oh, Sorsby and Cincinnati so fortunate there.
Will linebacker had an opportunity, buzzed back just to get into the passing lane on that slant play.
2nd and 10, 15th play of the drive. I don't think Sorsby ever saw Obiizor on that play.
No, he didn't. He was just squatted down and jumped in that passing lane.
Kiner split out as a receiver this time. Sorsby on the straight drop, drifting back, floats it toward the end zone, intercepted! Channing Canada turned into a wide receiver. He just ran underneath it, and he's got his first interception of the season for TCU.
Huge, huge play by this Horned Frog defense.
Third turnover of the night by Cincinnati. A 15-play drive ends in an interception. TCU in front by 13. A 15-play, 6-minute drive. Got it down to the 12, and on second down, Sorsby overthrew his receiver, resulted in an interception. And a whistle here before the snap. Snow started coming down early second quarter. It has not let up. In fact, it's only intensified. I think everybody's ready now. Savion Williams in the backfield. They fake it to Williams and then throw it to him. And he hurdles a man and then gets shoved out of bounds by Jake Golday. He went over Derek Canteen.
Great athlete. That seems to be the coming thing now with you know, guys on the outside trying to hurdle defenders.
Saw it earlier today in the Notre Dame Southern Cal game. It was executed well. This time Savion Williams lined up just as a running back. Toss sweep to Williams right side. Lowers his shoulder and he's driven out of bounds. Big hit on the sideline by Jordan Young.
Huge hit by Jordan Young. And that young man has been up in everybody's grill the entire game. Very intense player. He's making you feel his presence out there.
Savion Williams. That was actually Josh Minkins. I beg your pardon, not Young. Minkins, the free safety that came up and made the hit. And Williams was slow getting up, and he stays on the sideline for this play.
Well, that's the first time he's really been out in the second half. I didn't see him any in the third quarter, if any. And you know, he's something's going on as far as his health, as we said earlier on in the first half.
Training staff taking a look
First
at it.
timeout. TCU.
And
I was surprised to see him.
with the timeout on the field, we'll take one as well. 17-7 over Kansas State. BYU plays the late game tonight against Houston. Savion Williams, Trent Battle, Dominic Johnson, all in the backfield. Williams trying to get to the outside behind blockers, and he is turned away short of the first down. TCU will have to punt.
That defense getting up the field, creating penetration. Penetration kills all run plays. That's a perfect example right there. They didn't fall for the same play. They hurt them like that with the same formation, same personnel package on the goal lines. But I will say this, if they line up in that formation again, think about the mere fact that the quarterback goes and fades away and nobody's looking at him. Nobody's even accounting for him. So that may be something they may come back to later on.
Jamoy Mays standing at his own 30-yard line as Ethan Craw gets set to punt. Averaging 41.5 for the season. Low snap, he's able to dig it out, then hits a great punt. This ball hits at the 17 and it will die at the 6. What a punt that time by Ethan Craw. It started by kind of smothering a low snap, 63 yards. That's his longest of the season, longest of his career, and it came at a big time.
Great, I mean, a great punt. He's able to bring it up out of the dust, the snow rather.
A dusting of snow.
There we go. Able to pin this offense on the 6-yard line. Talking about flipping the field.
Is there a big play in this Cincinnati offense? We've seen one on the ground tonight, a 46-yard run from Corey Kiner. Their last drive. Oh, look at this run. Look at this run by Kiner.
Ask and you will receive, Rich. Ask and you will receive.
First down, Bearcats.
Just straight hard-nosed running. Backside cut, north and south.
Gain of 10 and a first down for Cincinnati. Sorsby incomplete through the hands of Royer.
Johnny Hodges making a play one-on-one with a really good tight end. Hodges, one of those throwback linebackers, you know, got the neck roll. All he wants to do is come downhill and hit, and there he is showing a little athleticism, covering one of the better tight ends in the Big 12.
3 down across the front for TCU. Play action. Sorsby to the air, and it's broken up. Lamarion James brings up 3rd and 10 for Cincinnati. Again, their last drive, 15 plays, took 6 minutes off the clock, but it ended in an interception in the end zone.
They got to go to the air now, you know. It's almost as though right now Corey Kiner is like an afterthought. They have got to push the ball down the field now.
Brendan Sorsby, 14 of 24, just 87 yards and an interception tonight. Fake it to Kiner, to the air. That's caught for a first down. Sterling Burkhalter with the catch. So Cincinnati moves the chains for the second time on this drive.
Now everybody in here knows that Sorsby has to throw the ball in order for them to get down the field and get a score. Can this offensive line hold up against this defensive line? Are they going to blitz them to create pressure?
Under the lights in the snow. Sorsby to the air. He's got a man. Defender fell down. It's caught. There's a big play for Cincinnati as Xavier Henderson hauls it in.
Absolutely. Asking you receive, Rich. Big play after big play. This offensive liner is holding up.
28 yards on the pitch and catch into TCU territory. Here's Kiner. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, but just barely. Marcus Deal brought him down. Corey Kiner with his 6th 100-yard rushing game of the season. He's sitting on 102. Now it's Sorsby in the open field. Stays on his feet and goes all the way to the 20. Gave just a little shoulder juke at about the 30 and picked up an additional 10 yards, and Cincinnati's cooking. Gain of 25 for Brendan Sorsby.
And this is a called run for Sorsby. Watch the back. He just goes and blocks on the play, and he follows him.
He takes
they run
off
it again.
Sorsby to the outside, headed toward the sticks. Forced out of bounds by Javon McIver, just short of the first down.
They've run the same play 2 times in a row, and you know it's a run play that's called for the quarterback, Sorsby, because the running back goes and blocks that front side linebacker, and then he follows him up the hole. Watch the offensive line let those defensive tackles get up the field and press him out, and he just follows his blocking of the running back.
Sorsby's got 10 carries for 73 yards tonight. 6:20 to play. Kiner up the middle. Kiner inside the 5. First and goal, Cincinnati. Caleb Elarms Orr on the tackle for TCU. They hurry to the line. Back to Kiner. Lowers his head. Dropped at the 3.
Sorsby's really taking control of this drive. Control of the offense, getting guys where they're supposed to be. He's demanding excellence from them, and they're right now playing up to his expectations as the quarterback.
Mays and Johnson come back into the game for Cincinnati. TCU substituting defenders as well. Down to 5.5 minutes remaining. Whistles, and it was the line judge on the near side that threw the flag. Was there movement?
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
Remains first down.
That's the right tackle, Philip Wilder.
Big fella, you can't let that happen.
So Cincinnati goes backwards to the 7.
Yeah.
He just flinched there on the right side of the line. 2nd and goal. Sorsby toward the end zone, incomplete.
Now, it's a lot of contact on that play.
Javon McIver in coverage that time.
And to me, it didn't look like the DB turned around and was trying to make a play on the ball. To me, that's
Pass interference
all day. No call.
McIver had a handful of Xavier Henderson's jersey. Cincinnati does not get the call. Now 3rd and goal from the 8. 5:21 to play. Sorsby keeps it, lowers his head, dives for the end zone. Did he get in? Touchdown, Bearcats! Brendan Sorsby with his 9th rushing touchdown of the season, and we've got a 1-score game with 5:15 to play. 12 plays, 94 yards. It took 3:51 off the clock.
Straight moxie, straight will, straight want to out there. Sorsby in for the touchdown, runs through the tackler into the end zone.
Nathan Hawks waiting for the extra point as the replay officials take a look at this one. Will they signal down to take another look at it? Touchdown counts. Extra point coming now from Nathan Hawks to try and make it a 6-point game. First points of the second half. The extra point is no good. It hit the upright. Wow.
Wow.
We got players trying to separate other players.
Offside. Defense number 4.
Oh, they'll get
Offense
another
to
chance.
Replay the try.
So many things have to go right, you know, with the PAT. But then to miss it, you know, this point afters have to be usually automatic. You know, they get another opportunity. But those are the one things, you know, you need to make sure happen, especially when you're down.
That could be a huge play in this game.
Absolutely.
The extra point makes it a 6-point game. Which obviously could set up potentially a touchdown and extra point for a win for Cincinnati. So Nathan Hawks gets another try. Was there any slip with his plant foot? He missed it again. This one he hooked it left.
It was a bad snap and a bad hold by the holder on that play.
Unbelievable. The extra point hit the upright. TCU was offside. A second opportunity. But it is a one-score game thanks to Brendan Sorsby. A 12-play, 94-yard scoring drive. Henderson with a big catch. Sorsby getting it done on the ground. Couple of big runs for him, including after Kiner got it down close and you had the false start, a touchdown run from Brendan Sorsby. That was how the drive ended. And then you had, here's Sorsby going into the end zone. An extra point that hits the upright, but an offside on TCU. And another extra point that was missed left after a bad snap. Now it's TCU, and they will start from the 31.
Now
TCU has been held scoreless in this second half.
Yes, and you asked earlier, well, at this point, the dusting of the snow hadn't really made a difference in footing conditions out there for these players. Well, now you really see it starting to take effect on their footing. You know, do they have the right cleats on, you know, to be able to handle these adverse conditions?
Turf field here in Cincinnati. Sonny Dykes, small club. Certainly handled the cold well in the first half. Cincinnati's defense has risen to the occasion in the second half. This is Haney, the freshman quarterback, with a big run. A package for Haney tonight. That's the third time he's been in the game. All three times it has been quarterback power left, and that is a big play for Hoss Haney.
With positive yardage, no negative plays, he's been able to get probably 5 yards every time done. And this time, a huge play, putting them in the opposite side of the 50.
Comes from an athletic family. His father, Jesse, his mother, Jim Ann, both athletes at TCU.
Still in the game.
Hoss Haney playing in his 4th game. They've been careful to preserve his red shirt. This time he runs right. Haney looking for some space, gets to the outside and gets to the 45-yard line before finally being brought down by Jake Golday.
You know, this is just what you need with snow conditions, cold outside. You don't want to put the ball in the air. Give it to the freshman, let him go out there. He's got a fresh body, no wear and tear on him. He's redshirted, you know, the last 4 games, given an opportunity to play. Why not give him a couple reps out there, get him a little bit of what it is to play in a Big 12 game?
Hoss Haney, 4 carries for 37 yards tonight. Play clock down to 5 for TCU as they break the huddle. We'll see if they can get the play off. They are going to take a timeout. Too long to make up their mind on the play call that time. That is TCU's 2nd timeout. That's their 3rd, excuse me, of the second half. Their 2nd of the second half. 3:39 remaining. Time very much an issue in this game for Cincinnati. Trailing by 7.
Now you leave that 3-high safety and try to blitz more. You know, give your guys on the outside an opportunity. Maybe you have to go man-to-man to set more pressure to make things uncomfortable for the quarterback of TCU, who's ever in there. Big decisions to be made right now by this Bearcat defense.
under the lights at Nippert for the first time this season. They played the first ever night college football game under the lights here in 1923. It started out with makeshift lights for practice because they had a co-op program here at the University of Cincinnati where football players were working downtown during the day and coming back and practicing at night. One of those co-op players developed a plan for lights. They tried it in 1923. It worked. College football caught on. And here we are in 2024, 101 years later. Haney stays in the game. He's got a big hole up the middle. He's got another TCU first down.
Man, and it's the same play, stretch play. On front side, you block down, pull the guard around. Backside, you pull the guard around, and just pick a hole where you want to go. Follow your running back. He's the blocker. Get downfield. They're keeping him in the game.
Hoss Haney, back-to-back state champion at Aledo High School in Aledo, Texas. Played in the All-American Bowl following his senior year, the true freshman. Moves Trent Battle to his right. He'll run it again. Getting behind those blockers. Clock running.
Just keep running the rock. QB runs.
4 straight runs for Hoss Haney. He's been the only one to touch the football on this drive for TCU.
As a defender, you know, do you make a play by maybe jumping a gap or doing something? But they need to do something to stop this running game. Maybe they need to blitz, bring more pressure in the middle of that defense.
We've got the 2-minute timeout. TCU leading at 20-13. They have called on the true freshman playing in his 4th game this season as they try to win 5 of their last 6 games. Second down for TCU. The entirety of that timeout, Scott Satterfield was talking to our referee, Mike McCabe. There was a reset of the play clock that allowed it to go to the 2-minute warning. Not sure exactly why that happened. There should have been just the 40-second clock at the end of the last play starting. I think that would have allowed TCU to get to the 2-minute warning regardless. Hoss Haney tripped up this time on the carry. And it's going to bring up 3rd down, and Cincinnati will take a timeout with 1:55 remaining.
You know, Rich, this has to be frustrating for this Cincinnati defense because they're just running the same play. Left, right, left, right. I mean, it's just flipping the play.
You remember in the 3rd quarter, Cincinnati took 2 timeouts. One of them was on whether or not they were going to go for it on 4th down. And then they had another one, and we said, yeah, you really want to use these with 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Here we are. This is a huge play for Cincinnati. They are out of timeouts with 1:55 remaining.
Yeah, we just didn't think it was needed, you know, that early in the 3rd quarter. And now, man, I wish they would have had it.
Scott Satterfield still talking to Mike McCabe about the clock situation from before the previous play. Next weekend will be championship weekend. We still don't know who those teams are going to be in the Big 12. ACC will be Clemson and SMU because of Syracuse's win today over Miami. Penn State and Oregon will play in the Big 10 championship game because of Michigan's win today over Ohio State.
Yes.
The SEC will have Georgia and the winner of tonight's game between Texas and Texas A&M. Longhorns leading at 14-0 in Aggie Land. Here in Cincinnati, no concern about the championship game. TCU was officially eliminated after yesterday's results. Had a long shot at best, but they did have a mathematical chance. Cincinnati trying to get to win number 6. They need a stop here on 3rd down. Hoss Haney going to the right. He is dropped, and a 4th down is coming. Jonathan Thompson on the tackle. Clock running, and Cincinnati would love to have one of those timeouts they used early in the 3rd quarter.
This clock's still running. You know, TCU's taking their time on figuring out what they want to do.
Considering the weather conditions, a field goal try seems unlikely. Kyle Limmerman, the freshman from Southlake, has a season long of 48. This would be 51. Perhaps you just take a delay of game penalty and then try to punt it and pin them deep.
That's exactly what I would do. You know, just give them an opportunity, because you don't. I mean, even if you do go for the field goal and they miss it, that just gives you 10 more yards, you know, back that you can give to Cincinnati on trying to draw the ball down the field.
TCU took a timeout with just a second left on the play clock. You know, the other thing, if you're thinking about punting it here, special teams operation, we saw it affect Cincinnati in the snow, in the cold, on that extra point try.
Both
twice.
extra point, yes.
Maybe you just keep the offense on the field and see if you can come up with a 1st down. A 1st down for TCU would win this game. A stop for Cincinnati gives them a chance.
I'm anxious to see what Coach Dykes calls on this play, you know, whether it's, you know, punting, going for the field goal, or just trying to go for the 1st down.
Josh Hoover comes back into the game. He's been on the bench for the entirety of this drive, so TCU's offense on the field.
This is actually pretty gutsy by Coach Dykes.
From the 34-yard line, 4th and 7 for TCU. McAllister's got one-on-one at the bottom of your screen. Movement, though, up front.
False start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
That's the right tackle, Ben Taylor Whitfield. Eric Phillips, one of the defensive ends for Cincinnati, was fired up. He saw that flag come in and he skipped about 15 yards down the field, waving his arms. TCU now going to send the special teams unit on for a punt.
Down by 7.
Brent Matisic is the long snapper, a senior from McKinney, Texas. Jamoy Hayes stands at the 10-yard line. Down to 5 seconds on the play clock. Looks like, well, we'll see. They get the punt away. That was all that mattered for TCU. Turns out, though, to be a great punt. It's going to be down at the 3-yard line. What a job by Ethan Craw. His last punt was 63 yards, a career long, where he handled a low snap. This time, he hits a 36-yarder that he kills at the 3.
He has been a marksman today, well, especially in the second half, and him just pinning this offense down here twice, 2 times in a row, giving his defense the best opportunity to go make a play and make that offense go the entirety of the field.
No timeouts remaining. 60 seconds left. TCU at their own, beg your pardon, Cincinnati at its own 3-yard line. Sorsby goes short to the air to the tight end Royer, who is able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. That play took 7 seconds.
Run out of bounds by Johnny Hodges.
That gets you out of the shadow of your own goal post, but that's not a lot of yardage when you got to go 97 yards in a minute.
97 yards, 1 minute, no timeouts.
Sorsby 17 of 28 for 130 yards. He's also got 82 yards rushing. He throws it complete to Henderson. Out across the 15. Clock will stop for the first down. And Cincinnati's got to hurry. Chains are set. Clock starts. Sorsby floats it to the far sideline. It's caught there by Jamoy Mays. He goes out of bounds. Clock stops. 39 to play and a gain of 9.
Sorsby showing a little control with his offense. Let's hope it's not too little too late. Needs to push the ball down the field a little bit more.
All positive plays so far, but 21 seconds off the clock and about 20 yards covered. There's another first down. That's Tony Johnson. Gain of about 5.
They've got to stretch the field, and I don't know how you stretch the field without taking advantage of the interior of the defense. Everybody knows they want to get the ball outside so they can run out of bounds. So the coverage are going to really try to optimize on stopping those type of pass plays. So the only place really that you can really take advantage of is the interior of that offense. I mean, interior of the defense.
Cincinnati's covered 25 yards in 25 seconds. Pressure coming this time from TCU up the middle. Sorsby floats it down the field. There's contact and a flag comes in. Bud Clark trying to get there. He tripped up the receiver.
Feet got tangled up on it.
Defense, number 21.
Plus a shove in the back.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So that's a 15-yard gain on the pass interference. Took 5 seconds off the clock. So now the ball at the 40 with 30 seconds remaining. Cincinnati 5-6 on the year. They've lost 4 straight. Trying to snap a losing skid and become bowl eligible.
Bowl eligible really helped them as far as the recruiting process of, you know, being in the portal, keeping their guys from going in the portal. You know, all these things are factoring in, you know, on games like this, being able to maybe go to a bowl game.
They put a second back on the clock, so it's 31 seconds remaining. Sorsby going to take off. He's got some room. He gets across midfield, picks up a first down. Now 24 seconds remaining.
A lot of patience by Sorsby. I'll tell you what, this second half, he has really shown me something as far as his ability to really lead this team. He has done a fantastic job of running this offense.
5 plays, Cincinnati's covered 48 yards. Sorsby's got 93 yards rushing tonight. From across midfield, Sorsby dumps it over the middle, and that's really close to a first down. Going to be marked short of the first down. They've got to hurry. Clock running at 10 seconds. Now at 9. Waiting for Royer to get set. Down to 6 when they snap it. Incomplete. Only 3 seconds remaining.
You know, Royer on that play should have just stopped right then and there and allowed them to go down and just spike the ball. You know, he really needs to get over the other side of the field. He just needs to stop it, and then they would have, you know, start the clock again.
TCU will now spread its defenders out. They've got 3 across the goal line. A snow-covered field here at Nippert Stadium. 3 seconds remaining. TCU 20, Cincinnati 13. Barring a defensive penalty, it'll be the final play of the game. Sorsby unloads towards the end zone, and it's out the back of the end zone. TCU holds on. They do not score in the second half, but the 20 first half points for TCU are enough, and the Horned Frogs move to 8-4 on the season. They have won 5 of their final 6.